Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. We're back with a 2-in-1 episode.
Yes.
2 unsolved mysteries, both cruise related in one episode. So we have 2 today. And
we thought it would be nice to have the 2 because they're cruise related, and from my perspective, we compare and contrast because I think they're both, the theories are kind of opposite, right?
Yeah, and so we'll just get started then.
Yeah,
I guess.
we're explaining Rebecca Corium and Amy Bradley.
Amy Bradley.
You go ahead.
So Rebecca Corium, she is a young girl, 24, I believe, from London. She auditioned or interviewed to be on the Disney cruise, and out of all these like hundreds, thousands of applicants, she got in. She got into the Disney cruise, and so. You know, she did her first cruise, I don't know for however long, a couple months, I think. She was an employee on there.
I think she did it for a few months.
Yeah.
I think.
And then her grandfather died, so she went away for 2 weeks.
And then she went back. And she was leaving from a cruise from LA.
Yeah. So, and then, I don't know, was this the first cruise back, I think?
I think
she was it the second or third
I don't know if that was the first time on it. It was leaving from LA, going to Mexico, down past Mexico, down somewhere.
Yeah. Puerto Vallarta, I think.
So, yeah.
Okay, so she doesn't talk to her family one day.
Apparently, she was working on the cruise ship. She would be in touch with her family every day.
Every day, and then one day she didn't.
Skype, FaceTime, some phone, some sort of contact every single day.
I think one day she didn't call them, and then she said, "Call you tomorrow," right?
Yeah,
I think,
yeah,
or something like that. She didn't call one day, then she said, "Texted, call you tomorrow," and then so the next morning at 9 a.m. she doesn't show up for her shift, her 9 a.m. shift, and she is one of those youth counselors. So when you drop off your kids and want to go party all day or whatever, she's the employee who will kind of deal with your kids and make sure they have fun.
Yeah.
So she didn't show up for her shift. So they started looking, I guess her friends or some employees, they were looking for her, and then there was a full-on, they looked the whole ship for her. She was missing.
Right. Yeah, so she didn't show up for her 9 o'clock shift, and then they looked everywhere. They were calling over the radio and couldn't find her anywhere.
And they became a big deal then because they couldn't find her.
Yeah.
So then they notified her family that they couldn't find her. Her daughter was missing. Her parents, that her daughter was missing. And then, so they went and they looked back in footage, and they found at 5:30 she was seen in baggy clothing on the phone looking in
5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, 5:30 in the morning, all distressed.
In the employee area.
And someone came,
fellow employee.
A gentleman came. It wasn't an employee, it was someone else who just came and asked if they were okay. And she said, yeah, I'm fine, whatever. Then she, shortly after that, hung up the phone and then walked away. And that was the last time she was ever seen, apparently.
Exactly. So, so many theories again. But I think in this case, it's a little bit more. It's either somebody abducted her, kidnapped her, somehow killed her and concealed her, or someone threw her off the boat, or she committed suicide. Yeah.
So for me, if you've heard of this case, it's very easy. I think she jumped off.
You do?
I do. I don't see. She was in distress. I don't know, something was going on in her life. She
had a very distressful call. They said you could clearly see, even in just the few pictures they show, that she was in distress. She was wearing her hair back. She was down like this. She really looked like it was a very upsetting phone call that she had.
Yeah. I don't see someone. I don't think it makes sense for someone to push her off.
No.
In this case, there's no clues that lead to that, really.
Because the way they portray her, there's 2 different angles. One, they're saying she would never do that. She just bought a ticket for her parents to go on a cruise. She was going to cruise with her parents. She was super excited about it. She was generally really happy. And even pictures show her, she looks like a happy-go-lucky, really upbeat person working with kids. You usually can't fake that kind of personality. Right?
Yeah, and this is Disney. One of the biggest.
Able to recruit well enough to know that's the kind of person they want around the kids, right? But yet, a few people said she wasn't that sunny, happy person that she portrayed or that she displayed at work. She really had very troubled, and she did a lot of drugs, and that she, I guess, was sexually assaulted, and so she had depression over that. She actually threatened suicide. So I've heard that a little, but that's a few people say that.
There's that one person. So after this case happened in 2011, 2016, this woman, this person came out saying that they had she said that she was not this person everybody knew. She was kind of depressed and stuff. She talked about jumping off the boat before. She wasn't this happy-go-lucky person that everyone knew. She was actually different. And she wasn't like that at all. And she had maybe just put it on for other people. But really deep inside, she was hiding all this stuff.
But I think people always joke about, hey, I'm going to jump off the ship and sort of
but she seemed like she was depressed.
It seems like not that odd of a thing to me to say.
But really. I think this person would have said if she was being joking or serious or not. It's easy to tell sometimes. Most of the times, I think, if you're joking or not. So, Disney is this big corporation. You know, they have this Mickey Mouse image. They're very family friendly. They're not bad at all like that. And they didn't want to... There was more footage, apparently, of other parts of the decks and other parts of the ship that if she fell off the ship, if she fell off or jumped off, there's footage of it for sure.
Well, see, that's what's so controversial about this is that the captain met the parents and told them, oh, she was over in the crew deck and crew pool, and she got swept over by a rogue wave.
Yeah, that's so unlikely. You can look up photos of it.
The fact they would say that, and I kind of get it, because if she committed suicide and they are aware of it, which they would be, they're not going to say, "Hey, I'm really sorry, your daughter committed suicide," right? And they're going to say, "Hey, you know, your daughter jumped overboard and committed suicide." Because the first thing, as a parent, it's a very hard thing to hear. Second of all, what's the second thing the parent says? Why didn't you stop her? Why didn't somebody stop her? How does that happen?
Yeah.
They're going to point a finger. So it's almost like they have to say that, because Disney knows. That whole entire ship is on camera. They know exactly what happened. They know she jumped, right? Yeah.
They know and I don't... they found this flip-flop that was hers. And they said it was hers, and then there's like pictures of it. You can see it. There's someone else's name and please other name. And...
So they're saying there's flip-flops by the edge of the deck, and so that's supposed to be that's where they laid the flowers to honor her.
Yeah.
So the flip-flop is supposed to sort of be like an indicator of this
is
where she jumped
that's
or fell
ridiculous,
or got hit by the rogue wave. She got hit by the rogue wave and her flip-flops fell off.
Yeah, really? And then they're like, well, she could have...
And the thing about it not being her flip-flops, that doesn't... But that piece, they didn't focus on that, but that doesn't even matter, because you know what? She wasn't even wearing her own clothes. So of course she's not wearing her own flip-flops.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
She was wearing a man's clothes. Yeah.
So there was no leads in this case until that woman came out 2016 and, said she was depressed and she had...
right.
And so to me, it's easy. I think she jumped off. She talked about it before. It seems very clear that she jumped off. I think some people don't want to lean in that direction based on what people described of, but I don't see... Cruise ship, it's very hard.
There's two things. One is they contacted the police fairly quickly, because she was seen on camera at 5:30. She didn't show up for work at 9:30. They had the Coast Guard checking the ocean from where she was. They didn't find her anywhere, right? Which, she could have sunk to the bottom by then if she jumped overboard. But still, you'd think there'd be some sort of sign.
I was trying to read about that. If there
nothing,
when you drown, your body floats. Not when you drown, but when you jump from a cruise ship, I don't think you're drowning. I think you just die when you hit the water. Most likely, I think, probably you just die. So when you just hit the water, I think you float for a while, then after a while you sink. When it's like that, when a dead body's in the water. When you drown, it's different. So
I think the thought is that there would be some sort of evidence if she had jumped, and there was absolutely nothing, right?
But I don't see why she'd be murdered. I mean, there's no evidence leaning to that.
Well, why would she be murdered? Well, because the situation around her last moments that they're willing to show on camera is very... I mean, they're willing to show that portion of her because that is an indicator of someone who maybe will commit suicide. She was distressed. She was wearing someone else's clothing. It was 5:30 in the morning. She got off a phone call, clearly distressed. So it looks like, she looks like someone who commits suicide, which is why they released that, right?
Yeah.
Because clear between 5:30 and whatever time she didn't show up for work or whenever she jumped, there's going to be some other footage which they're not showing.
Yeah, and
right?
We were talking about it, if someone did murder her or someone, kidnapped her or whatever, they would release that footage because then they're covering up like a murder or something then. And they could get charged.
Exactly. But you never know Disney and their lawyers what they cover up, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know what it seems. This is very sketchy and very.
It is. The whole thing is sketchy because they're showing that footage because it shows. Oh, look, she was upset. She committed suicide. However, that's bizarre. That's a bizarre behavior, and that's a bizarre circumstance. 5:30 in the morning, a
Yeah.
young woman at 5:30 in the morning, clearly distressed about something. She was wearing a man's clothing, so clearly she came from a man's room. She said she was there with another friend. The two of them were in there. But so why is she wearing man's clothing? Did she have her own clothing? So something is odd. Like why is she wearing someone else's clothing?
Yeah, that's very
Why
weird.
is she taking a call or making a call at 5:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
It could be something. The time zones could be so different that if she was calling Europe or Britain, it's evening or whatever. But still, she would feel the need to call at 5:30 in the morning, run up there in someone else's clothing, and then the call is so upsetting, and no one seems to know of anybody else in her life that would be upsetting her that much, because her parents said they weren't talking to her, so they weren't talking to her parents or her sister.
Yeah.
It was someone. And the other thing is, clearly the cruise ship knows who it was when the conversation was about, because they record all the calls.
Yeah,
That's not being released to anybody what that conversation was about. So, and then that guy happens to come by and says, "Hey, you're distressed. Are you okay?" That's all odd. To me that looks more like leaning towards a foul play than suicide.
No, I know.
It's like, oh, I'm so upset about something that no one knows about. No one can even figure out what it might be. That she's gonna run. She's wearing someone else's clothing. She's gonna run and jump off the side of the boat.
I think so.
Well, yeah, it's odd to me.
It's
odd to me.
If someone murdered her, they would show footage for sure. They can't cover up a murder. But you never know with Disney. But I just don't see that being a thing.
They easily can, because they can just use the footage.
That could, yeah. So I don't know. For me, this is an easy case.
Yeah, it's easier.
Know.
I mean, yeah. Well, I think it's easy.
It's one of the easier ones I've
someone
seen.
Either she got thrown over, or someone threw her over. She jumped over. I don't think she was trafficked. I don't think she was taken off the ship.
No, I don't think so.
No, she was gone overboard. It's just how she went overboard and why.
Okay, yeah. So we'll move on to the next case now.
The next one is much more complicated.
Yeah, I don't know how long we've taken. So depending on how long this video is, we might
try to keep these short.
Well, yeah, we'll try to, if it's like a over 30-minute video, we'll split it into two parts then.
Okay.
We'll just split it.
Well, let's keep this one short. This one is a tougher one. This one's
a longer one.
Much
though,
longer
one.
Well, the thing is, you can again, we would just like to have the discussion about our theories and thoughts and talk about it more so than present all the facts. We feel like there's some people who do such a great job about that. You can. Some of the people who do that, you can kind of watch their videos.
You probably watch the same video
like the facts
many times,
and then sort of share your theories and opinions with ours. So anyway,
we're just showing different
views.
You've probably seen the same video over and over.
She was in the 90s, late 90s, Amy Bradley, right? When did Amy Bradley? When did that happen?
1998. 1998 it happened. So Amy Bradley was going on a cruise with her brother and her two parents. What is it? Is it a Royal Caribbean cruise?
Yep.
Royal Caribbean cruise. So they went 1998 on a cruise. They're having a good time and such. And one night the parents went to bed early, and the sister and brother, Amy and her brother, they were out partying, as they do on the cruise, late. And then so they came back together. The brother went to bed. She went out for a smoke on the balcony and fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then so in the morning, I think
the father went to go in there and get her, and the father saw her on the balcony
and thought she was fine.
5 o'clock
with the cigarettes there, pack of cigarettes, and he's like, okay, whatever. He went back to sleep. I guess it was 10 or 20 minutes later.
5:30 in the morning. Yeah,
she was gone.
She's gone.
She was gone. And so, and we talked about this. Her shoes were. Her dad said her shoes were gone, which
weren't gone.
Or all of her shoes were still there. All of her shoes were still there. And then she looked around the ship for her, couldn't find her. Then maybe the whole family looked for her. Then they notified the ship they couldn't find her. And in
the meantime, they started allowing people to get off the ship.
Yeah,
that's what's really key. The key difference between her and the Coram girl.
Yeah,
because they were allowed to get off the ship at the time of her when she was missing or in question. Yeah.
Yeah, because the captain said, "Oh yeah, you can have we'll launch an investigation, but everybody is still getting off the ship."
Yeah,
which is a huge detail in this case.
Right.
And so they're letting guests get off, and so I don't know why the captain would do that. That really ruins the whole case. Really
that was the biggest mistake they made.
They searched the whole boat and couldn't find her. They searched the whole boat, they couldn't find her. And then, so they let the Bahamas police know, and the Bahamas police came. One guy, I believe it was. He looked the boat. He interviewed some crew, not even any of the guests, or maybe a few guests.
And
I read he was only there for one day, a couple hours.
Yeah.
He was there for one day, then he left. He's like, no, I don't know. I don't see anything. I don't know. There's no evidence. So they did a theory that she jumped off.
Oh yeah,
The same one. She jumped, like same as earlier. She jumped off, or she accidentally tripped over, and so her family said no. This would never happen because I guess she was scared of
the edge.
The edge, yeah.
Well, in this one case, so I really believe that she was human trafficked.
Yeah, there's
really,
so much
really,
evidence
really
pointing to that.
It's scary, and it's
so. I guess I don't know who launched. I guess started asking later on. They started asking the guests, and two women said they saw Amy Bradley.
Well, the person in question is the bass player from the band.
I was getting to that part. They saw her with this band player.
She was dancing with him the night before,
and there's footage of her dancing with this band player. There's like real footage of it, and they said they saw her. They saw them together again in the morning. And there's some people saying they believe they saw them leaving the ship. Yeah,
they can't confirm that. Now, the weird thing about this story, and I know this was back in the late 90s. Maybe they probably weren't as thorough as they are now. Mm-hmm. But now they know who gets off the ship.
They know when
they know who gets off the ship.
When people get off, what time they got off.
Yeah,
what time
back
they come
then they mustn't have tracked it as well because no one seems to know if she got on the ship or not. Because in fact, they searched around Curacao. She was in Curacao. They searched the whole island of Curacao, and then they went back and searched the ship again because they didn't find her. So it's like, well, is she on the ship or is she off the ship?
We know we went on a cruise a couple months ago. We know, when you get off, you have to bring a room key and they scan it. They know your ID and stuff, and they know.
Yeah.
And there's like, you bring towels and they scan your card for that. Like, they know almost everything you do, it seems like, before you're getting off.
I'm guessing then
there might not be the technology for that then.
They did it. I'm guessing
if it happened now, they would know for sure.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they don't even know if she got 100% or not.
Exactly.
They don't even know, which you would definitely 100%
because the theory is that the bass player sort of, who I think was from Curacao or Bahamian, came, got her off the boat and sort of sold her into trafficking.
Yeah, because the two women, they said they saw them together, and there was footage of them together, and then the FBI,
But they can't find anything on him.
The FBI said he said he never saw this girl, and there's footage and evidence of him with this girl.
I think
he's very...
Yeah, so I think if he sold her into human trafficking, all he had to do was get her off that boat.
Yeah.
Like, he just had to get her off that boat, get her off,
he could charm her, get her off
the boat, which he was dancing with her the whole night before, so clearly she felt really comfortable with him, right? Get her off the boat, and then get her into the taxi or the car or the van or whatever's waiting for her, and then that's it. Like, he didn't have to, he doesn't have to ever touch her or do anything to her, right? Mm-hmm. And it's so quick, right? So
especially it seems sketchy in these countries.
It's all him, exactly. It's all him because of him. Yet he can be scot free because they can't. All he gets his money from the people, and he's not connected at all, right? And the reason why I think because there's so many sightings of her after that in Curacao.
So many people have come and said they saw her afterwards. Yeah. They saw her.
Well, there was one picture, and like I said, we do grassroots YouTube. We don't have all these things here to show you, but if you Google it or Wikipedia, there was a picture of
like
someone
10 years later, 5 years later, something
of a woman who was being escorted out, an escort, a female escort, in that area, and she had much longer hair and a lot of makeup and a very scantily clad, sexy dress. She was identical to her. It was so identical.
And these other people have seen they saw her. Yeah. And they've also recognized her based off of her 2 tattoos that she has.
Yeah,
I guess they're kind of unique.
Because when they describe the tattoos.
And I saw one interview that really stood out. A guy said 100% he knows it was 100% her. Which for me, if I was gonna say I saw this girl, I would have to be 100% too. I would be so scared saying I wouldn't say I'm pretty sure I saw her. I'd be so scared to say that because it's. Well, but he said 100%. Not even 100%.
I'm pretty sure she didn't jump overboard. She definitely
It doesn't make sense for that one.
No, that one. She definitely was human trafficked, that one. Because another thing that's really creepy is that all her pictures were gone. 24 hours before she went missing.
Oh, yeah.
All of her pictures were gone.
We know from a cruise, you know, I bet there's a picture of every single guest on that cruise.
Yeah.
And all the images of her having been missing.
Exactly. So either they want to try to remove record of her, or my guess is that whoever was the seller of her took the pictures and was using them to show and try to.
Well, you know,
her.
I think this one that's such a big point. Her pictures were missing.
Yeah.
Because that means it has to be an employee. Then 100% has to be an employee.
Exactly. Have access.
There's no way it couldn't be an employee. Because that one makes sense. Why she jumped off? Why she just fell off and then her pictures deleted? Like, it doesn't connect at all. This connects. He was an employee of the cruise. He was a band member. I bet he has some ties in there. He could get someone to delete that.
Because, you know, you really, I mean, so many people go missing, and maybe that's how they do it. They get them off a cruise ship. It's very easy. I mean, if they're trying to take people for human trafficking, right, it's very difficult to take someone and the whole family's on the resort at the island. Whereas get them off the ship, get them over there, kind of lock them up for the day while the ship is, as soon as the ship leaves, that's it. They're trapped there.
Well,
She's stuck there.
This is really, it's super easy to do, it seems like, you know, he could charm her, you know, say, oh, I've been here before, I can take you to the best food places, the best snorkeling, whatever, I can take you to the best spots. And she's been dancing with him. She's like,
absolutely. That's exactly what happened.
And, you know,
exactly
for me, I know when I went on my experience, I felt kind of, I trusted these people,
Same.
I felt like.
Same, yeah.
They seem very...
Same. I'll tell you what, when we were on the cruise, when we went and docked to the private island, one of the bartenders was so friendly to me. He was a local guy, like Bahamian guy. We chatted, it was so friendly, and made me special, you know, gave me a little extra in my drinks. And then I found out later that he double charged me for everything. Yeah,
so, I mean,
yeah.
You know, they're so charming and nice, and like, they're all nice to you and all friendly and smiley that it's easy for you to get pulled in that. I know I felt like that too, right? So I understand how
she could go.
With her.
And the whole thing with the parents saying, "Oh, there's no way," because she wasn't missing any of her shoes. I will bet anything that they didn't really track her shoes that well. All right.
Yeah.
She probably slipped on a pair of flip flops, or maybe she had just picked up a new pair of flip flops she just bought the day before.
That is weird though. That none of her shoes were.
Well, that's what
missing.
the dad says, but you know what? She slipped on a pair of flip flops that she just bought. She was just gonna go meet him. Whatever.
Yeah, that one little detail is kind of in my head.
Because it's odd to think of her running up the ship with no shoes, but my guess is that she slipped on some flip flops that he probably wasn't aware that she had
or something. Yeah, but that one. That's the one detail that kind of...
Because they kind of hang on to that because they... I don't know what their motivation was to search the ship yet again after they searced the island.
Yeah, I think she was definitely so...
Maybe because of the shoes, but yeah, definitely, poor thing.
So...
This is a sad story, yeah.
We'll
never know.
This is very sad, you know, she goes on this vacation and then... So those are our two cruise stories, our two cruise mysteries, 2-in-1 episode. We want to
combine that one because there's so many elements of similarity.
So those are those two cases.
Keeps the theories.
Very weird, very interesting to us, I guess, to say, you know. And we really want to hear your theories in the comments. We love seeing your.
Thanks
theories.
for watching. We really appreciate it. It's fun.
And we'll be back with another video soon.